Welcome back. Now it's time for the discussion segment. As you all know, today is Tuesday. We discuss everything related to the business world, and we have a baker in our midst. We're discussing everything revolving around the baking industry, basically how she started out in the industry and how well she has been able to move with the flowing, with the never-ending trends that has to do in the industry so far. She goes by the name Ayanwole Ayandoyin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you so much for asking. Okay, so basically, let's start with your personal story. So how did you start out in baking? Was it passion, or it was maybe because of the money? Basically, what prompted you to start out in the baking industry?
Thank you. My name is Ayanwole Ayandoyin. I'm a baker, and my bakery is situated at Ayanwole, Ikwaja, Alimosho local government. Well, I started baking as a passion, or should I say inheritance. I actually inherited baking. I inherited it from my mom. My mom was a baker or a caterer.
Okay.
So while we were growing up, I used to see her baking, but sincerely, I did not have interest in it at first. I did not have interest in it. But when I got to secondary school, while we were doing home economics and food and nutrition, I grew passion
From that point.
from that. Then unfortunately, I was in the hostel. My house mistress then, Miss Victoria, was my food and nutrition teacher then. So whenever she's teaching us, because I like her, the passion grew more. So that was how I started.
Wow. So that's how many years from then till now?
Okay. That was 2014.
That's about.
That's about
11.
No. 2004 rather. That was 2004.
Wow.
So it's more than. So even when I finished my secondary school, I proceeded to Ajayi Crowther University to study more. Then when I came back from when I graduated, and my mom was still doing those things, then I'm always assisting her. Although I did not have passion for it then, but I'm sure assisting her. So when I finished service, I used to tell my mom, this is now they used to do this thing. When I was in secondary school, my auntie used to do it like this. My mom would tell me, this is how they do it. Okay. So whenever I go to party now, I'm always at the look of cakes at any event. My mommy doesn't do it like this now. I'll be looking for the baker. Please, who did this cake? As a naive person, I want to ask the person, please, how do you make this cake? But then they'll just be laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what to do. I'll go and learn more on this. And after I finished service, I served in Lagos. Where I served also, that was Public Works Corporation of Jodu Bega. By the time they brought a cake, and they molded my oga on that cake, I was like, how did they mold this person? And this person is looking like my oga. Now I went to meet my direct boss and said, please, who make this cake? I want to see the person. Then he introduced me to the person. I met the person. I told him I wanted to learn. He said, okay, no problem. Meanwhile, my foundation was not solid. My foundation was not solid. So I just jumped into modeling aspects. After doing the modeling, whenever I bake a cake from my mom's recipe, I'll try and mold.
Yeah.
But the foundation of that cake was not there. Only the figurine on the cake was, attractive. But deep down me, this is not what I want. The person only taught me modeling for a week. Then after my service, I was able to pull out some funds, and I went to baking school. So that was how I started.
Okay, now you said from 2014, now that's about 19.
That was, I graduated 2010.
Okay.
I graduated 2010, then I served 2010 through 2011.
Okay.
So it was after my service,
I
finally went for a beginner's class.
Okay, let's say 13 years
Yes,
right now.
yeah.
Okay, now I would like you to highlight some of the challenges that you face, because I know that, I know, the cakes we used to have of those days, not the same cake we
At
have.
all.
Then we used to have cakes that are so strong.
So strong, rock cake.
Exactly, hard cake, and you will be tasting a lot of alcohol in the cake. But right now we have cakes that are we have red velvet, sponge cakes, whipped cream, and the likes of them. So now there's been a different there's been an evolvement from then to now. What are some of these challenges? Like, I know you highlighted one now, that the foundation of the cake you learned was not good. You had to go and learn properly to know. So what are some of these challenges that you faced in this baking industry, and how have you been able to move and keep yourself up to date to what is trending now?
Okay. Like I said, after I finished service, I went for proper training. So when I went for proper training, you know, the confidence was there.
Okay.
The confidence was there. Then when I started baking, in fact, the first day I did cake for my mom was, wow. how did you do it? I said, before you can achieve this, you have to be patient. Yes, you have to be patient. Then you have to get your measurement accurately. My mom doesn't use
We'll use our ancestors to tell us to stop.
Yes, my mom doesn't use scale. Yes, there used to be a scale, one small scale like that, but you know, she already knows her way. And then she used sachet butter. You know, sachet butter is already measured.
Yeah.
But trust me, when you measure with your scale, you won't get the accuracy. When sachet butter tells you 250 grams, measure it first.
Okay.
You might not get. It's not that you might. It's yes, you will not get it. You will not get it. So you know, those times when I was still using my mom's recipe, my measurement wasn't accurate.
Okay.
But when I went for a beginner's, when I went for a proper training, you know, my measurement was accurate, and I was able to get the confidence I needed in baking my cakes.
Okay.
So one of the challenges I faced when I started was, you can't compare my price with my mom's price.
Oh.
You know,
They say you're more expensive.
Of course,
yes,
more expensive.
Yes, you know, I'm more expensive than my mom. When I started, we were still doing it together, but I bake mostly for my friends. Then my mom still bake for our, you know, our own people. So by the time my mommy left the whole thing for me, it wasn't easy. They would patronize my mom, but my mom would tell them, go to my daughter, I'm not longer in this business again. Can you imagine, they offer my mom, let's say 2,000, and the 2,000 they offer my mom, I cannot even collect it. So by the time they come, they tell, if it's your money now, she would. You know, I wasn't bothered. But, you know, I went to school, I'm a graduate. I focused on my friends first. I would tell those mamas, you cannot compare my cake with my mom's cake, but you can go to her. And my mom will refer them back to me. And I will tell them, if I'm doing this cake for you, I will not collect my mom's price. So it wasn't easy at first, but with time.
What about keeping yourself up to date? Like there are so many things that happen in this food industry.
Yeah.
I saw the other day that someone was blending spaghetti and milk. And I'm like, how did we get here? You get so how are you able to move from that method of this is what I know? Like basically, if I want to bake a cake, the time my mom used to bake those days, there was butter, baking powder, and flour, baking powder maybe, and what else? I don't know what they used to add to it. But now we've gotten to the point where we have carrot cake, banana cake, we have red velvet, chocolate cake. There are so many types of cake.
There are so many cakes.
So how are you keeping? Thank you. So how are you keeping yourself up to date and trying to be ahead? Because the Gen Z generation now, they're going to come with a blast and they're going to give you different recipes.
Things, yes.
So how are you going to keep yourself up to date with what you know before, what you know now, what you're going to learn in the future?
Thank you. You see, baking industry is very wide.
Okay.
I'm still learning. In fact, I'm still in learning process. So what I do is I go for seminars.
Okay.
I go to workshops. I go to exhibitions. I go for online classes. I go for on-site classes. And this money we are talking of is not easy. It's not easy, because for you to get updated, for you to get things that are trending, in fact, you have to be online 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to go to blogs, tutorials, YouTubes. Fine, you might not get everything on YouTube, but with the little knowledge you acquired at the exhibitions or seminars, Then with the help of the YouTube, I think we are good to go. But I can tell you, Instagram is just the best.
So majorly social media.
Social media.
Getting knowledge.
Yes, getting knowledge.
And then of course exhibitions, fairs, and you know, classes. And
no, there are some bakers that they show you behind the scene. They might not show you everything.
Yeah.
But of course, if you are an educated person and you have an idea, you'll be able to
pick one or two
pick
from
one
that.
or two things. So I think with the help of social medias,
you've been able to help yourself in that aspect.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about, you know, customer. Of course, we've talked about pricing, which is a major issue when it comes to baking. And now with the expensive or the rising cost of, you know, the raw materials, eggs and flour and all of those things, it's already becoming a lot. And you start seeing that, oh, the least price of cakes you can get now maybe 10,000 or 12,000 or all of that.
And it's really small.
Very
really
small. Now there's something called these bento cakes. That one, that is even also expensive now. I think many people think they can fall back to that, but that is also now getting expensive. So how well have you been able to engage the customers? Because if they want to do cake and they're like, okay, this is the price, and they'll try to say, I don't have that, it's not my budget, and you wouldn't want to reduce your own quality because, okay, this is what they can afford, let me try to reduce quality. So how well are you able to balance, you know, both of these 2 points, the customer, how to engage them, how to keep, you know, make them come back again and again, and also maintain quality regardless of the price of the raw materials you are using?
Yeah, thank you. Sincerely, it has not been easy. But like you said, quality. I don't compromise quality. In as much as you tell me you want, this is my budget, I will tell you I have a budget-friendly cake. I will tell you my least cake is, but if you want a quantity cake, I will direct you to somewhere else.
Oh.
I will tell you this is my price, and I will I'm always sticking to my price. Although, for those that knows me or my old customers, because of customer's sake, I can reduce little money. I will reduce little money. But you know, to the glory of God, most of my customers know that I do it. I don't compromise quality. Yes. It has not been easy though, but
it is what it is. How much is now a crate of eggs compared to the...
We are buying a crate of eggs for 3,000 naira now. I use large eggs.
Okay, that's fine.
3,000, 32. There are smaller versions and there are smaller prices. So 2, 3 or 2, 6. But I'm going to use more. So why not go for the largest eggs? So I just go on quality. I made them understand that I use quality. I don't compromise that.
Okay, now, so what strategy do you use? Because I know that the industry is very broad, just like you rightly mentioned, and it's very vast. So someone like me, for once, if I come to you and you tell, give me a price, and I'm not comfortable, I'll go and look for other places. So what is that thing that will make me go and come back to you? What is that strategy that you use to ensure that they will know that this is this lady that baked this cake and this is her brand?
Thank you. When I want to show you samples of my cake, or when you tell me, give me some samples, I won't send another person's job to you.
Okay.
I will send my own job to you that is watermarked. I will let you know this is my job. I didn't bring out this cake from Google or Pinterest or whatever. This is my brand. And most times I'm always having cakes in the fridge. Now I even give you a taste. That taste it. I'm sure if you go to another person, you will compare and contrast. And I'll make you understand that I can do it. In fact, if you get to my shop, my banners and everything is my handworks that are there.
Okay.
And there is something that will convince you that is my handwork. That's the setting of my shop. Will convince you from the picture outside that this is
so you're literally staying true to your words.
Yes.
Okay. Now, but in this particular time, now we are in November 2023, the Tinubu regime. We know how things are really expensive. This is a period where people are shutting down. Grace and I discussed about it before you came in. Companies are shutting down, businesses are downsizing and stuff like that. This baking industry, is it still as lucrative as it used to be? if someone wants to go into this industry, will you still advise the person go into the industry? Is it still as lucrative as it used to be?
And then we see, in addition to that, we also see that there's been a large number of bakers
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. There's always somebody learning, you know. I've seen a couple of people that always have this class and all, and you can see about 10, 20 people in their class, and every now and then there's a new baker coming up somewhere. So that competition is now getting even more and all of that.
Baking industry is still very lucrative. It's still very lucrative. For those that are shutting down, if you look at those that are shutting down, there are most people there are these people that has larger staffs.
Okay.
So, you know, to continue paying them their salary is
very difficult.
It's difficult. Before you pay your operational manager, before you do this, before you do that. So even those, you know, we have some bakers that did not have bakery, they are baking at home and they are still making, they are cashing out. So it's still very lucrative. Instead of them shutting down, I'll just advise they cut off some of their
excesses.
Yes. So you just cut off some of their size, they cut off their excesses. If you are not good, if you cannot maintain a bigger shop, you go to a smaller shop. Fine, everything is expensive, but it's not that it's still not profitable. It's still not profitable. It's still profitable. You know, the economy is affecting people that are producing, people that are using raw material to produce. I think it's affecting us more because we are going to sell what we buy from the market, but the consumer will not want to understand that. Just imagine, you know, the bento cake you are talking of. Before, I don't collect bento cake orders. I don't know how to handle small cakes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't know how to decorate small cakes because it's
very
too small. So whenever I have order for it, number one is that I call someone, and I will let you know that I'm not the one baking it. It's someone. The reason why is if you are used to my taste of cake, and I deliver that kind of cake to you, it might affect. No, it's not all customer that will tell you what you did for me. I don't like it. They will just keep it.
Until next time, I won't patronize.
I will not patronize you again. So I will tell you I'm not the one who baked, but I can't do it, or I'm not the one who baked it. But let me introduce someone to you so that you know that it's not for me. Even if you are a first-time customer, I will let you know I cannot do it. Let me give you someone else's contact. It's fine. But now that things are expensive, and I need money, I'm baking it. I'm baking that. Yes,
to change,
you know, I'm baking it. So at least in a week, sometimes I can bake up to 10 of that, and at least it's something. Yes, it keeps me going.
Exactly, it's better than nothing.
Than nothing.
Okay, you know, I saw there was something that people were talking about, and regarding the gender aspect of it, and some people made reference to the fact that baking is a woman's thing. How you're in that industry, how true is this? Do you have the male gender in your industry? And because some people say it like just like the way they always refer women to the kitchen, that they have better skills and their hands are better off with baking and stuff like that. How true is that?
That is not true.
Okay.
Because we have female bakers, and they are doing so good. They are doing so good. I can mention the likes. They are doing so good. It's not only for women. In fact, I have a friend, he's a decorator. Okay. And he bakes also, but he's not so good in the baking aspect, but he's very good in decorating aspect. That's fabric decoration. I was telling him that why not introduce this business to your wife? He said no. I think I like baking than fabrics work. I think I will introduce the decoration to my wife. I said no. Let your wife be doing the decorating, the baking. Why you go for the fabrics work? He said no. He said, you know, I have a friend that is a baker and is cashing out. You know, so it's not only meant for female. Okay, just like chef. After baking and food, they are more or less like the same thing. So they are same industry. And we have more of male chefs.
Even female.
Yes. So chef and baking, cooking and baking is more like the same thing. So males are cashing out really.
And I think I maybe it's biased, but I think that they're even more, when you taste their cake and all of that, it's even more, maybe more quality. I don't know, maybe not quality is the word, but then it's that they have more design, and they're all, theirs is more colorful than even the
yes. In fact, when we are talking of structuring, you know, most of them does better. Structuring as in, maybe you want them to give you a cake as in structure of this building. You know, cake entails electrical aspect,
yes,
carpentry aspect,
architect.
Yes, now. Yes, sometimes, you know, to connect one or two wire as a female, you'll be thinking, how will I do this thing? But male does it better. So males are also doing well.
Okay, I think that we have actually run out of time. But before we go, let's just give one or two advice to the upcoming bakers. I know that we will still have more people that will say, oh, I love baking and I want to learn baking and all of it. So what should they look out for? What are the things they should look out for when it comes to baking?
First and foremost is their foundation. Yes, we have some self-taught bakers, but go for proper training. When you go for proper training, you know, when you have a good foundation, then you'll be good to go. Baking is more or less like chemistry. It's more like chemistry. You can't just say, I watched YouTube. The person said, no. But you have to be there. You have to be there. You have to go for proper training. When you go for proper training, then you have confidence with yourself. Measuring accuracy, as in your recipe measurements, is very top notch. Yes. If I tell you, if I'm using there's a difference between a digital scale and analog scale. You can use a digital scale, and while I'm using analog, we shouldn't get it. We might not get the same accuracy. So using good measurements, measuring tools. That's number one. When you have a good recipe and a good measurement, you'll be good to go. You'll be fine. Then networking. You know, you can't learn everything finish. So you have to have a good networking. Go online, make use of social medias. Join associations. You have to join associations. If you need one or two things, and as an upcoming baker, you now have one or two things, you can meet the next person to. You can't get everything at once. So when you have a good friend, when you are networking or you belong to an association, you'll be good to go. You can call A to assist you in doing this. You can call B to assist you. Then you'll be fine. Collaboration too is also good. As an upcoming baker, somebody call you for a cake and somebody call you for decoration same day, and you don't have friends. You can collaborate with some people from your association. Oh, you do this, you can do this. Let's do this together. And at the end of the day, both of you will smile.
Exactly. So it's a equal win, 50-50 win. Yes. So that's much better. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. So this is where we take a wrap on Daybreak Africa for today. My name remains Grace Cofie.
And I am Chidinma Ufomadu.
Many thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.